Yeah. All right, you ready, Allan?
1 second.
Okay, that's going to have to be muted. Buongiorno, everyone. I can't even believe I just did that, quite honestly. I got the hat on and my Italian roots just started to really pop out of me. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live with us here at Sawgrass. It's our normal Wednesday Facebook Live, but the month of May is abnormal for us because it is Sublimation Month. And every Wednesday this month, we have been bringing you lives with influencers who are big in the world of sublimation. And today is no different because we have Allan Wade from A-Dubb Productions with us. Allan, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. How's everybody doing out there?
Allan, I appreciate you coming on. For those of you who don't know, this is not my first time talking to Allan because we have a podcast together. And I'll get into that later, but hopefully you all know his backstory. Hopefully you are following him on YouTube, and you can learn some fun stuff from us today. Today's theme, as is the theme for this entire week for Sublimation Month, is unique products. Allan and I had a little challenge. We went out to craft stores and our dealers to try to find the most unique product that we could sublimate on for today. In case you didn't know, this may or may not be the item that I found. It's a nice little child size. I'm happy about that. The only child size thing I can fit into. Little chef's hat that I found at Hobby Lobby. And Allan, tell us what you were able to find.
So, Meghan, when you originally asked me, I showed you these sublimation earrings right here. They're pretty cool, right? But actually, I was holding out a little bit, and look what I have right here.
Oh, you got a puzzle.
This is a sublimation puzzle.
Love that.
This would be pretty cool as presents or something like that for family. But how cool is that?
Love that.
I like your hat. I don't know if that's your item or if you're just making a prank, but I like that.
This, believe it or not, is my item, but I do like yours as well. First of all, love the earrings. As a woman, earrings, I'm a big fan of those, and I like the way that they're decorated because what we've come to learn with sublimation is it's not always just about the item, but how you decorate it. So I really like the sunglasses theme you have going on there. I love the teardrop earrings. Those are definitely one of my favorite styles. And puzzles are awesome. Not only are they great for gifts, they're a great way to utilize backgrounds, and of course, a wonderful way to utilize photographs. So that is awesome that you were able to find those items. So why don't we get to making? Because I am going to be decorating this hat. And can you, before I start, do you want to tell people just a little background information on how you were able to decorate the earrings that you have made?
Sure. So the first thing you want to do is get a design that makes sense to go onto the item and consider the shape of the item. And then you want to manipulate it in Photoshop or whatever your image editing program is. You want to kind of manipulate the size, but you want to keep in mind that you want to maintain a high resolution of that specific image. Ingest it in the Sawgrass Studio, and then you can print it out on your SG500 or your SG1000, whichever weapon you have, right? And then you have to get some. I would suggest getting some heat tape. I think I had some heat tape right here. I would suggest getting some heat tape and put your image onto the item, heat tape it on so it stays in place, and then use your heat press. Doesn't have to be pink, by the way.
But you know what? It definitely could be, and I am all for that. I've been trying to convince Vic to get me a pink heat press, and my requests have gone unanswered. So Vic, if you're watching, pink.
This is the smallest heat press I had that would fit on my table, so I decided to pull it out. So yeah, it's cute, and it's nice size. So so press it on there, and you got something beautiful that looks like this. How about this? Like, look how shiny it is on both sides.
Oh, and so you sublimated both sides of that.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Now, do you know what kind of material it is? Is that more of an MDF board? Is that a ceramic? I can't tell from viewing it here.
It is absolutely, to be honest with you, it feels like, if you can hear the sound, it feels like it's a seashell. I don't know what material that is. Maybe it's ceramic, but it's definitely like a glass type of, I don't know exactly what type of material it is, to be honest with you.
Very cool.
But, yeah.
And I have a question for you as a sublimation influencer. Do you make a lot of your own designs? Are you supporting other small businesses when it comes to designs? Do you have designers that work with you? How exactly are you able to get the designs that you work with?
So both. With sublimation, the thing I like about it the most is that anybody can get into it. You don't need to be a designer. And I always tell people to visit. I'm partners with a company called, memory escapes me. 1 second. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. But yeah, there's all types of ways you can get images. You can use Fiverr, right? Mm-hmm. And you can use companies like, what is the name of the company? Oh my God.
It's all right.
I haven't done a video in a while, but I'll come back to you guys on that one. I got you. It's a really, really good company, and put me on a spot like this, and it happens sometimes. No. I'm sure you guys can attest to that. But yeah, manipulate your images in Photoshop, manipulate your images in Illustrator or whatever your design program is, and I'll get back to you with that. That is a huge, huge plus. And give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Not a problem, because you know what other design software you can use? Creative Studio, which is what we offer here at Sawgrass, and what I'm going to be using to make this hat a little bit different than it is right now, because right now it's pretty plain, but we're going to decorate it. First off, I do want to give a little shout out, because we have a lot of international viewers today, specifically from Belgium. So hi everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm not sure what time it is over there, but we appreciate you all tuning in from the other side of the pond. And Vic's got something to say here. Vic says he's going to buy me a spray can so I can spray paint my heat press pink.
There you go. Well, that might work. You got to make sure you tape up the buttons and everything so everything doesn't get spray painted.
Yes, you're right. So oh, you got it? You figured it out?
Yeah, I have it.
All right, you tell me who it is.
I already knew it, and it was on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't want to say the wrong name. But Vexels. Vexels is a service that you could actually subscribe to, and you have access to their whole library of images, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images that you can use royalty free. So I use them. This is where I got these glasses from, actually. I got these glasses from their database. So yeah, that's definitely a service that I recommend using, especially if you are not a designer, if you're not savvy. You can just grab an image off of there and boom, sublimate it, start making money.
Awesome. Thank you for letting everybody know, because it's always great to have a few places where you can find designs or where you can make designs. But the important thing is, in Creative Studio, you can take any of those designs that you get from anywhere else or create anywhere else and put it onto blank products so you have your dimensions correct when you print. And the people from over in Europe are all letting me know that it is 9 p.m. over there. Wow. I'd be trying to get to bed at this point, because I function like an old person. I'm like, I need to be in bed.
It's a great bedtime show to watch.
Yes, it is. Denise wants to know what that name was again of that design. It was
Vexels. The company's called Vexels. Vexels.com.
So a mix of vector and pixels. Vexels.
Yeah, Vexels. Pixels with a V.
There you go.
Well, a V and an E.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that information. And what I'm going to, some guy is commenting on how muscular your arms look.
I just started back going to the gym. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gun show.
So while you calm that down over there, we're gonna go into Creative Studio and we're gonna decorate this this chef's hat. When I found this yesterday, I thought, you know what, it was just a really cool product that we could decorate on. And I hate to give him this credit, I really do, but Vic said that's perfect because kids are going to summer camps now and they can wear this at their summer camps. So I said, I hate how smart that is. but I'm taking the challenge, and I'll make a hat based off of that. So, Allan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize you so I can share my screen. People can still hear you, but they're not going to be able to see your guns. So, sorry.
No gun show for you guys. Sorry for you. But I'm anxious to see how you're able to smooth that out and sublimate onto it. So yeah, I'm watching. I'm checking it out.
Whoops. So hold on. Someone just saw part of my designs, but I'm going to maximize this. Creative Studio at sawgrassinc.com is where I went to, right up here. Whoop. So what I want to do is, because there is no blank product for this, because it didn't come through one of our dealers, I'm just going to go to design canvases, and I'm going to pull up a blank design canvas.
Oh.
Pop this up here. All right, and now I'm going to go to text. And I'm going to go to Creative Studio because I want to put a name on the front of this. And I'm going to scroll through because there is a specific font that I want, and the name escapes me, so I'm going to have to look for it.
I'm watching on my phone.
All right, just give me 1 second. I'm having a slight audio issue here. I just want to move my mic. Heat Transfer Warehouse, our friends over there say they love the hat. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Heat Transfer Warehouse. Love you guys.
Okay, let's see here. So I'm going through the fonts. I know there's one I'm specifically looking for. You just got to give me a second, guys, and hang in tight.
As a matter of fact, this puzzle came from Heat Transfer Warehouse.
Oh, did it really?
And so did the seashells.
That is awesome.
And the teardrops.
You got a lot of stuff from there.
Everything. They have everything.
That is awesome.
I got some other items sitting beside me after you're done.
Okay.
Show some other stuff.
That is cool. So I want to use this color. This kind of like worn with dark background. I'm going to write my name here. I'm wearing the hat. I might as well put my name on it. I'm going to unlock my aspect ratio because I wanted to stretch it out a little bit. And I'm going to increase it. And then, just like the heat press that I'm hoping one day Vic gets for me, I'm going to turn it pink. And let me see here if I can still find, I'm still like hoping I can hold out hope to find that font that I was looking for. Next time, I'm going to write it down.
That always helps.
It really does. You know, I'm going to change it to this one here. There we go. That's fun. So this is the my name. Real simple. The important thing is that it is thin and it is a little bit longer. So it's only about like less than 1.5 inches tall. I'm just going to increase that. So now I'm going to print. This is step 1 of what I'm creating. So I'm going to make sure it's mirrored. I'm going to choose polyester as my product, vivid as my color mode, and I'm going to hit print. Press OK.
You know, a lot of people have issues, and I tell them just use Creative Studio. Just go on sawgrass.com and use Creative Studio. It's so easy.
Thank you. Thanks for telling them that. We appreciate that. So as you all saw, I designed on an 11 by 8.5 sheet of paper, which is 8.5 by 11 turned on its side. So when I went into Print Manager, it went back to 8.5 by 11 in a portrait mode, but I wanted to be in a landscape mode. So I'm going to go to Layout, and I'm going to just select Preserve Layout from Designer. And that basically says, hey, listen, I told you I wanted it this way before. Can you just leave it that way for me? So I'm going to press Print. And this is step 1. I'm going to maximize you here, Allan, so people can see you while this prints. And I already made a hat for Jimmy, so I'm going to he can come in here in a little bit when all said and done, and he can wear his hat, though I don't know if it's going to fit him. Sorry, Jimmy.
Show you guys my puzzle.
So I have this printing right now. I'm going to get some blowout paper. I'm going to put it underneath. All right. I might want to take the hat off in order to press it. I bet I have. Do I have hat? I got hat hair. Oh, well. So I have my hat. And what I'm going to do is, and Allan, I'm going to move the computer a little bit. You might come out of my ear, so sorry if that happens. I have you in an earbud.
It's okay. I'm used to talking to myself all the time.
So I'm going to move over a little closer. That was a good one. A little closer here. I'm just going to kind of fold up this hat a little bit. It's probably not the most conventional way for me to do this, but it is a way that will work for this part of the project. And this is a polyester fabric, which means there is a possibility that it could leave some press marks when I have the paper. So I have here my handy dandy foam kit that I pressed, that I cut. And with the foam kit, you want it to be larger than your image, but smaller than your sheet of paper, which is exactly what this is. So I'm going to put this foam kit into the flat section of this hat. So that it elevates.
Just taking notes.
So that it elevates the flat section of this hat, so that this crease area where it's all bunched doesn't elevate higher than the area that I'm supposed to be pressing. I'm then going to take my name here, and I'm going to put it on top, and I'm just going to make sure that everything is lined up the way I want it to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape, my heat tape, and again, this is going to be unconventional as well, but I'm going to tape my paper down to my blowout paper underneath it, just so this doesn't move, and because my sheet of paper is larger than my item because I've folded it up so much. So this will keep everything in place. So now it's time to press. And I'm going to be pressing this at 385 degrees for 45 seconds. And a light to medium pressure. One of the things that you have to really note when it comes to using the foam kit is when you press your item, you want that foam kit to condense by about half. That's basically how you want your pressure to be set up. So we have about 20 seconds left, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, show you what it looks like, and then I want to decorate the top of the hat as well, just to give it a little bit more oomph. So when I take this out, I'll show it to you, and then we'll go back to Creative Studio for the rest of it.
You're showing off.
I gotta keep up with you on YouTube.
I got little earrings over here. You're pressing chef hats.
So this is, I'm gonna place it down here so our close-up camera can get a good view of it. But there is the name on my chef's hat. And I'll put it all back on when we're done decorating the whole thing so we can get a better look at how it sits on the head. But it's flush to the design, and it's important to note that this is a 65% polyester chef's hat. So the color definitely pops, obviously not as much as it would if it was 100% polyester. But it just goes to show that even with 65% polyester, you can get a really good press. So everyone get a good look at that? I need to raise it a little bit? Looks good? Okay. Someone said great font. Thanks.
Yeah, I like the placement.
Thank you. So we've got the name part of the hat down. Now let's focus on the top of the hat. So Allan, I'm going to minimize you again.
No problem. I'm used to being minimized. Got a lot of jokes today.
You are full of jokes today. I'm going to keep my same sheet of paper within Creative Studio. And this is a fun hat for a cooking camp. So why not put some food on it? Just on the top part of the area, because with this having so many creases and it being rounded, it's difficult to sublimate the entire thing. So you know what, let's press the top of it for fun. So I'm going to go into elements, and I'm going to go into food and drink. And now a reminder to everybody, this design that I'm making, both with the font and with these food graphics, this is all free. So I'm using free fonts that are included within Creative Studio, and I'm using free design elements that are also free within Creative Studio. So it costs you absolutely nothing to make this item besides the products that you have. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to stick to more of like a, barbecue theme. So I'm going to come down here, and I'll grab like an onion, and I'm going to just minimize it a little bit and kind of just duplicate it around.
They're all in Creative Studio?
This is all in Creative Studio.
I did not know they were there.
Yes.
Wow.
So this is in the Elements tab of Creative Studio in the Food and Drink folder. And I'm going to just do a little duplicate of this. Maybe I'll rotate this that way. Grab a tomato. And I'm just taking a bunch of different foods that you might use at a barbecue and just sprinkling them around here in all different ways.
Getting me hungry.
Makes me wonder, what am I eating for dinner tonight?
Exactly.
And the answer is, I have no clue.
Well, you got your chef hat, so you're halfway there.
You're right, I am. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to keep, do you know what you're having?
I'm having leftover ravioli.
Oh, that sounds so good. Hey, if you know what you're having for dinner tonight, why don't you throw it in the comments and give me some ideas, because I could always take some new ideas. And mind you, I'm vegetarian, so keep that in mind when you put it in the comments. Some other peppers. And like I said, I'm just kind of throwing these around in no particular order, and no particular size, just kind of taking up some space and making it so that it's almost its own background. Duplicate this, and I think I have just a few more little chili type peppers I'm going to throw in here. Whoop, I went the wrong way on that one. So like I said before, I'm making my little food background. Ooh, Heat Transfer Warehouse says quinoa stuffed peppers. That
sounds involved.
Stuffed peppers are my favorite, and my husband knows that too, because if he's making stuffed peppers, it's either because it's a really important event, like the night he proposed, or he did something wrong.
You got to get him a chef hat.
Yeah, he is a trained cook, so he really does need a chef hat.
Oh, wow. There you go. Nice.
Okay, so I think I got enough food on here to make anybody hungry. I'm just going to minimize this a little bit. And as you can see, these all do have white backgrounds around them. I didn't bother taking out those white backgrounds because it was going onto white and none of them were overlapping. But information, in case you ever do want to take out the white background of an item, all you have to do is click on it, press clear white, and click on the white areas and press save. And that will make the background transparent, so you can put it on top of stuff without a problem. Let's see what we got here. Lori's making McDonald's for dinner, but now she wants stuffed peppers. Pasta pesto. Debbie says maybe my husband will make me stuffed peppers because he doesn't want to buy me a pink heat press. That was pretty funny. So I have everything the way that I want it. I'm going to press print. Going to use polyester, a vivid color, and click print. Maggie says that clear white is one of her favorite functions in Creative Studio. I love it too for two reasons. One, it wasn't in the old one, so it's an upgrade that's come in handy for a lot of people. And two, it just allows you to do more with files that are in the system and that are brought into the system. So it's a lot of fun. And note that it doesn't just clear white. It'll clear any background that you have in a file. Someone said they're eating pizza tonight.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, I'm gonna maximize you here, Allan. My husband is watching, so, you know, stuffed peppers, anytime you want to make them again, totally fine by me.
He's got to share his recipe with us.
All right, so this is printing. So I'm going to, again, this is a polyester fabric, which means that it has the possibility to have some press lines to it. So what I'm going to do is I've already cut out a foam kit in the shape of a circle that should fit the inside of here. It's going to help smooth this out, and it'll help the paper lay around it so there's no press lines. So I'm going to, like the peppers, stuff this in the hat. I kill myself.
Where's the button?
I need a studio audience.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got this in here. Now I'm going to fold over the part that's been printed on, because even though this part of my hat is not going to be receiving direct heat, heat does activate the inks again. And I don't want the inks on this activating and touching another part of the hat. So I'm folding it over so that if and when they do activate, it's going to hit my blowout paper and it won't mess up my hat. Guido said that was a bad joke. Come on, Guido. It kind of was.
It wasn't that bad.
All right, so I've got this down here. All right, Jimmy is helping people on the back end here, letting them know why other reasons why the foam is important, and is answering questions for everybody. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask Jimmy. He is one of our resident experts.
I've got a question for you, Megan.
Yes, sir.
Do you ever use butcher paper, blocking paper on the top?
We definitely can. I don't, because this paper that we have here is one that I have readily available for free at work. So this is newsprint paper.
Okay.
So this is what I choose to use because it doesn't cost me anything.
That's the best price, $3.99.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to go back into Creative Studio and I'm going to select all, and I am going to shrink this up a little bit because this is just a little bit bigger than my foam kit. And what's going to happen is the little edges of these vegetables that hang off the sides will not sublimate properly. And I'll show you how that happens because I did it earlier and it faded a little bit because parts of my design hung off the edge of my foam kit. So I'll show you exactly here what happens when your foam kit is smaller than your design. I'll put it here. This fading right here is what you're going to end up getting. Lay out the designer. There we go. I'm going to print this again. But yeah, we don't want that fading, which is why you want to make sure that your foam kit is larger than your design. Now normally I would just go and cut a new foam kit that was a little bit larger, but I don't have any within reach. So in this case, it's a little bit easier for me to just change up my design. Natasha says that she uses Teflon pillows, which is common as well. I know we do have some dealers who sell Teflon pillows. You can use either or, as long as it's something that's going to elevate your product and let the paper fall around it. All right, so here we go. Get rid of that. Okay, this is much better. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm just going to tape the sides of the paper down on my blowout paper here. Put some blowout paper on top. And again, I'm going to press this at 385 degrees for 45 seconds. Anyone else have any questions? Maybe any questions for A-Dubb? Sorry, Allan, but you're A-Dubb Productions, so I'm going to go back and forth between Allan and A-Dubb.
That's fine. That's fine. I can't see the questions though, so you're gonna have to tell me what the questions are.
If any come your way, I will let you know.
Doesn't matter.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions for him, please feel free to let him know. In about 10 seconds, this will be done. And I'm going to let Allan talk a little bit more about his YouTube channel and where you can find it, because he has some pretty cool stuff that he shows off on his channel. So this is done. Okay. Whoop. Just take out this, and I'll let you see first since you're on this camera. And I'm going to put
Meghan,
this.
do you think you should have maybe pressed to get out the wrinkles first? I see some people commenting that, hey, press first.
Yeah, I definitely could have. I knew that most of the wrinkles would come out anyways. There's, I think, maybe a few little problem areas, but I don't know how much of a difference a pre-press really would have made. But generally for sublimation, we tried not to do a pre-press because the item needs to be cool when you go to press it. Because what's going to happen is once you put the heat on that item, so I pre-press, for example, put the heat on that item, then take it off. When I go to put down my sublimation paper, what's going to happen is it's going to start sublimating automatically because there's already heat on the item, which if I wanted to shift it a little bit, or I was like, you know what, I put it down, but oh, not the right area, and put it down again, it could cause ghosting, and I don't want that. So if I had more time and I had time for this to cool down, yeah, I definitely could pre-press it, let it cool down all the way, and then press it again. But with it being a Facebook Live, I didn't want to waste time doing that.
That's a good explanation. Heat Transfer House asked me, what is my favorite thing to dye sub on?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I'll be honest with you guys, sublimation is fun, so I like to sublimate everything. Shirts are great, like the shirt I have on. I can't wait to sub onto this puzzle, I'll be honest with you guys.
It's gonna look good.
Let's check out that hat.
Oh goodness, so yeah, here is my hat. Here is, whoop, with my name, I'm just gonna put it on here. Whoop. I think it's a little bit tight. Whoop. Oh, there you go. I hope it's on the right way. Someone said, Allan, you're the reason, whoop, that I bought my Sawgrass back in November. I watched your YouTube channel. That's got to be great to hear.
It is. It's great to hear because, you know what? People get into it for different reasons, and I always tell people, if not anything, if you're not in business to make money, then you're going to save money because you're going to end up decorating your own garments. You're going to save money because you're going to end up making presents to give to people. So it's something great to get into. It's a great hobby, you know. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
You're so right, and that's one of the things I liked about the podcast. And just so you all know, as I said earlier, Allan and I, we recorded a podcast together. The podcast is called Ink Differently. That's the name of our podcast here at Sawgrass. You can find it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and SawgrassInc.com. What I like about Allan's podcast was, first of all, he should be a motivational speaker, hands down. But he talks about how, you talked about how initially you're going to order something, and then you added up the costs, you thought about the future, and you said, wait a second, if I buy the equipment myself, not only will I save money, but I can make money in the long run.
That's a no-brainer, especially in this time of day.
Bob said, learned a lot from Allan's YouTube channel, so that's awesome.
You guys are going to make me cry on here.
I love it. Someone asked what ghosting was. Jimmy answered it, but for those who might not see the comments, Ghosting is when you see an image behind the image. And Jimmy has a more scientific way to put it, so I'm going to read his response. Because ghosting is when some of the image ends up in the wrong place. Sort of a light repeat of a portion of the original, usually along the edge, looks like a ghostly shadow. I feel like that should be in the dictionary, Jimmy. That's Wikipedia. And speaking of Jimmy, he is here today, and I did make him a little hat. So Jimmy, if you want to, Alex, if you don't mind if I bring Jimmy in just to say hi to everybody and wear his hat.
You want to know where you got the hat from. That's what I want to know. You guys are holding out.
Oh, I got Hobby Lobby is where I got this, because normally we do products from our dealers, but with this being a different product challenge, I wanted to challenge myself to find something polyester from a different.
Back here in the back, kind of.
You look like the actual Chef Boyardee.
Oh, I thought she said I was going to look like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Hey, Lori Noonmaker.
Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. No, he didn't wear one of these, did he?
Mm-mm. Hi, Lori. Oh my goodness. So any more questions for anybody? Because you've got Allan here. Allan, can you break down your YouTube channel for us? Kind of tell everybody, what it is that you do within your channel.
So my YouTube channel is chaotic. Are you sure? So on my YouTube channel, I do sublimation, I do heat transfer vinyl, I do embroidery, but my channel originally started off as a music channel, a way that I can show people visuals for the songs that I create, because I still do sing, by the way. But now, sublimation. Sublimation is a great thing to get into, like I said before, and all these different mediums I do because it's in the garment decorating industry, and you guys should check it out because it's a great way to supplement your income. It's a great way to make clothes for your kids. Let's face it, clothes are expensive, and in the long run, we all know financially that the more money you can save, the less money you have to spend, the more money that you're going to end up with at the end of the month, at the end of each year. So I think these devices nowadays are so accessible. And you have companies like Sawgrass, Heat Transfer Warehouse, a bunch of different companies showing us how to use this equipment. Like it's pretty much a no-brainer. I hear people all the time say, well, this costs this much or this costs that much. Well, the alternative is, guess how much, by the time you go to the store and buy 4 shirts, you should have bought yourself a Sawgrass, right? So that's the way I look at it.
I love it. You give great advice, and somebody wants to know, what is your YouTube channel? So can you share with people what your YouTube channel is, any other social media platforms you're on, and your website, please?
Yes, I'm going to grab my YouTube URL and put it down in the chat right now so everybody can subscribe. But my YouTube channel is A-Dubb Productions, A-D-U-B-B Productions. I'm also A-Dubb Productions on Instagram and A-Dubb Productions on Facebook. And guys, exclusive plug, shameless plug, I have an album out on iTunes, on all streaming platforms right now, called Rockin' with the Best. It's an R&B album, so anybody want like any slow jams, you guys should check it out. Rockin' with the Best on all streaming platforms. And another shameless plug, I am a verified artist on Spotify. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is awesome.
R&B artist. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? Alex and I listen to music all day in our office. So I'm thinking maybe after this, when we go back to finish up our day of work, we're going to be putting on that album so we can listen to it.
You should it.
Thank you, Allan, so much. Any other questions before we wrap things up? Just so everybody knows, every other Thursday we come out with our podcast. This Thursday, no different. Tomorrow we'll have a new podcast episode coming out. And normally I like to have a nice schedule laid out. I'm normally 3 months ahead of time when it comes to my podcast schedule. However, I did an interview today and I said this podcast needs to be pushed up. So normally the podcast comes out in the morning, but I want to get this person's podcast out tomorrow, and it might take me a little bit of time today into tomorrow morning to get the editing done, but I promise you it'll be well worth it. So out, I will let you know who it's with, what it's about, and again where you can find it, but it's Ink Differently on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, and SawgrassInc.com. It is an episode you will not want to miss, and it will be well worth the few hours wait. So
somebody's gonna be up late.
I'm gonna be up a little bit late trying to get this done. Oh, someone said they lost the audio. Everything good? I'm gonna wait a second, make sure that our audio isn't fully.
Your wireless died, but I got you on the camera mic.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We're good. Another person saying how you helped them buy their Sawgrass, Allan. So good job on your end. Okay, so our audio's a little difficult right now. So what we're going to do is sign out. And again, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Be sure to follow Allan on his platforms and check out his YouTube channel. Ink Differently podcast comes out tomorrow, more toward the afternoon. I'll post it on Facebook. Other than that, we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.